Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Naisa Mani and my report is all about 20 construction disputes cases in the Philippines. So what is construction disputes? Construction disputes refer to conflicts or disagreements that arise during the planning, execution, or completion of construction projects. These disputes can involve various parties such as property owners, contractors, subcontractors, architects, engineers, and suppliers. Common causes of construction disputes include delays in project completion, defective workmanship or materials, changes in project scope, cost overruns, and breaches of contract. Resolving construction disputes often involves negotiation, mediation, arbitration, or litigation, depending on the severity and complexity of the issues involved. So, the effective project management, clear communication, and well-drafted contracts can help minimize the risk of disputes arising during the construction projects. So, let's proceed to the 20 cases of construction disputes in the Philippines. So, first is the General Register number 212058 on December 7, 2015. The case involves a dispute between Star Electric Corporation and RNG Construction Development and Trading Incorporation regarding a construction contract for the Grammy Empire Hotel project. Star Electric Corporation, as a subcontract, undertook electrical, plumbing, and mechanical works for the project but faced non-payment for progress billing despite demands. The respondents accused the petitioner of poor workmanship, using substandard materials, and causing delays, leading to a termination of the contract. The Regional Trial Court initially ruled in favor of Star Electric Corporation, but the Court of Appeal reversed the decision, ordering Star Electric Corporation to pay liquidated damages to the respondent. The Supreme Court found that the CA erred in its decision. It concluded that the respondent failed to prove the petitioner's poor workmanship and delayed performance adequately. The Supreme Court determined that the delays in the project were caused by changes in the construction plan initiated by the respondents, not by the petitioner. So the Supreme Court reinstated the RTC decision, ordering the respondent to pay Star Electric Corporation the unpaid contract amount, attorney's fees, and cost of suit. So next is the General Register number 200759. So this case involves a dispute between FA Construction and Development Corporation and Susan M. Saulog over a construction agreement for residential building in Makati City. The petitioner filed a civil case for the collection of sum of money against the respondents due to her refusal to pay certain billing statements. In response, the respondents filed a counterclaim alleging defective and delayed work by the petitioner, which led to additional expenses for repairs and completion of the project. The Regional Trial Court ruled in favor of the respondent, finding that the petitioner's work was defective and delayed, leading to the abandonment of the project. The respondent was awarded actual damages, lost rentals, moral and exemplary damages, penalties for delay, attorney's fees, and interest. The petitioner filed a partial motion for reconsideration, which the Court of Appeal denied. The Supreme Court denied the petitioner's subsequent petition upholding the Court of Appeal's decision and finding no reversible error in the dismissal of the case and award of damages against the petitioner. So, next case is the General Register number 220045-48. So, the case involves a dispute between the Wheat Philippines Incorporation, SK Construction Group Incorporation, and Mafre Insular Insurance Corporation over a construction project. Wait terminated its contract with SK due to delays in project completion. SK sought damages for the termination, while Wait claimed compensation for additional costs incurred. The Construction Industry Arbitration Commission Arbitral Tribunal initially ruled in favor of Wait, but was modified by the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals affirmed SK liability for delays but reduced the damages awarded to both parties. Mafre, the surety, was also held liable for certain amounts. The Court of Appeal denied Wait motion for execution pending appeal. Wait appealed to the Supreme Court, arguing for an increase in its award and execution pending appeal. However, the Supreme Court affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeal, denying the Wait request for execution pending appeal and upholding the modified damages awarded by the lower court. So, next case is the General Register number 133909. So, the petitioner is the Philippine National Construction Corporation and the respondents is the Mars Construction Enterprises. So, the dispute is about the subcontract agreement for the supply of construction materials. So, PNCC refused delivery of washed 1.5-inch gravel from Mars Construction, leading to a legal battle. The Court of Appeal ruled in favor of Mars Construction, stating that the PNCC breaches the contract by refusing delivery. PNCC argued that the delivery exceeded the project requirements and that Mars Construction was in default, justifying the refusal. However, the court interpreted the contract's provision to obligate PNCC to accept the delivery. Regarding the claim lost profit by Mars Construction, the court upheld the lower court decision, stating that the factual findings are binding unless exceptions applied, which PNCC failed to demonstrate. Ultimately, the Supreme Court denied PNCC's petition and affirmed the decision of the Court of Appeals, ordering PNCC to accept the delivery and pay Mars Construction accordingly. So, next is the General Register number 230645. So, in the case of Tondo Medical Center versus Rolando Rante, doing business as Jade Rock Builders, the court resolved a dispute over a construction project. TMC entered into a contract with Jade Rock Builder for the renovation of its facilities, funded by the Department of Health. However, TMC claimed that Jade Rock Builders caused delays in the project, leading to the termination of contract by TMC. Jade Rock Builders filed for arbitration with the Construction Industry Arbitration Commission, seeking various claims including damages for wrongful termination. The CIAC appealed the termination of the contract but awarded monetary claims to JEDRAC Builders. TMC appealed to the Court of Appeals, arguing against the monetary awards. The CA affirmed the CIAC decision. TMC then filed a petition for review with the Supreme Court consisting the monetary awards. The Supreme Court noted that while TMC was justified in terminating the contract due to JEDRAC Builders' breaches, TMC itself was found to have committed breaches as well. Therefore, the court upheld the CIAC decision to award monetary compensation to JEDRAC Builders to prevent unjust enrichment, considering both parties' breaches of contract. However, the Supreme Court modified the decision by deleting the award of attorney's fees, stating that each party should bear their own legal fees. So, case number 7 is the General Register number 218966. So, the petitioner is the South Star Construction and Development Corporation versus Philippine State Corporation. So, the type of construction dispute in this case appears to involve contractual issues related to construction agreement between South Star Construction and Development Corporation and Philippine State Corporation. It likely encompasses disagreement over the performance of contractual obligations, payment terms, project specifications, or other contractual matters outlined in the construction agreement. Case number 8, General Register number 165679. So, the petitioner is Engineer Apolinario Duenas and the respondent is Alice Goes Africa. So, the type of construction dispute in this case involves breaches of contract and negligence in the construction of a residential house. The petitioner, Engineer Apolinario Duenas, was contracted by the respondent, Alice Goes Africa, to demolish their ancestral house and construct a new residential house. However, the petitioner failed to complete the construction as agreed upon in the contract, causing inconvenience and additional expenses to the respondent and her family, particularly during a special family occasion. Next, the General Register number 122648. So, the petitioner is the W. Red Construction and Development Corporation, and the respondents is the Court of Appeal and Asia Industries Incorporation. So, the type of construction dispute in this case involves a contractual disagreement over a purchase of electrical equipment between W. Red Construction and Development Corporation and Asia Industry Incorporation. The dispute centers on the petitioner's alleged failure to settle its remaining obligation for the purchase equipment, as well as claims of defective or faulty items and demands or replacement ignored by the respondent. Next case is the General Register number L-10749. The type of construction dispute in this case involves a contractual disagreement between Brigido R. Valencia and the Rehabilitation Finance Corporation regarding the construction of a reinforced concrete building in Davao City. The dispute centers around issues such as adherence to bid specification, contract performance, and liability for damages. Next case is the General Register number 1594-17. The type of construction dispute in this case involves a contractual disagreement between Philippine National Construction Corporation and Construction and Development Corporation regarding the relocation of 450 mm diameter steel pipes along the East Service Road of the South Luzon Tollway. The dispute revolves around issues such as contract performance, completion, delays, and the responsibility for additional cost incurred during the project. Next case is General Register number 1328-49-49. The type of construction dispute in this case involves disagreements arising from a construction contract between PhilRock Incorporation and spouses Vincente and Nelia Cid. The dispute was brought before the Construction Industry Arbitration Commission, indicating issue related to contract performance damages. Next case is the General Register number 132849-49. The type of construction dispute in this case involves the disagreements arising from a construction contract between PhilRock Incorporation and spouses Vincente and Nelia Cid. The dispute was brought before the Construction Industry Arbitration Commission, indicating issues related to contract performance, damages, and potentially breach of contract. Next is the General Register number 76787. The type of construction dispute in this case involves disagreements regarding a construction contract between Baylen Corporation and Jose Rizal College. The dispute revolves around issues such as the condition of the project site, increased construction costs, deduction from billings, and ultimately the cessation of work on the project by Baylen Corporation. Next case is the General Register number 192725. The type of construction dispute in this case involves issues related to the interpretation of contractual terms and the adequacy of compensation for services rendered by CE Construction Corporation to Araneta Center Incorporation. The dispute centers around the arbitral tribunal's award and the judicial review of each decision. Next is the General Register number 251463. The type of construction dispute in this case involves issues related to the interpretation and enforcement of a construction contract, especially concerning the jurisdiction of the trial court over the case and the applicability of the arbitration clause in resolving disputes between Grandspan Development Corporation, Franklin Baker Incorporation, and Advanced Engineering Corporation. Next is the General Register number 169095. The type of construction dispute in this case involves a subcontract agreement between Yonghua Industry Corporation and DG Builders Corporation for construction work in the Rojas Langugan Road in Palawan. The dispute concerns issue of breach of contract, collect of unpaid amounts, and the application of an arbitration clause contained in the subcontract agreement. Next is the General Register number 248743. The type of construction dispute in this case involves issues related to the ownership and foreclosure of condominium units due to non-payment of association dues and other assessments. Especially, it concerns the validity of extrajudicial foreclosures sales of two condominium units owned by Katharina Brower, as well as the cancellation of annotation of certificates of sales in the condominium certificates of title. Next is the General Register number 165679. So, the petitioner filed a petition for review on certiorari seeking to reverse the decision of the Court Appeals affirming the Regional Trial Court's ruling in favor of respondent. So, the petitioner failed to convince the court that he did not violate the contract or abandon the construction project, as factual matter are generally not reviewed in petition under Rule 45. The General Register number 217151 on February 12, 2020. The petitioner are Dr. Reynaldo and Susan Cosio Ang. Respondents are Rosita Divansha, Angel Margarito D. Karamat Jr. et al. And the complaints file is about damages caused by a construction project. So, the decision of the court is the petition is hereby granted. Civil cases number 09-510 are hereby annulled and set aside. Civil case number 0910 is hereby reinstated. So, the Regional Trial Court of Makati City Branch 134 is hereby ordered to resume the proceeding therein and try the case with utmost dispatch.